Alright people, welcome back to another Crackerjack moment. Now this is how I prepare the feed for the goats and the sheep. What we've got here is some grass chipped to that machine. So we chip the grass like this to the machine. Run the grass to the machine, chip it up. This is what we end up with. It is fine. Well, ideally it would be not as fine as this, but unfortunately this is the machine I have, and this is the job that that machine does. So basically I'm just working with what I've got. You see a couple of long blades. Most of it is fine. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mix this up with some molasses and show you how we do it. And I've got these little 20 litre drums. So we're going to stick this in them, compact them down, cover them with some plastic, put a lid on them, and leave them until such time I'm ready to feed it to them. Some of them are going to get fed straight away. Once it's mixed with the molasses and the water, they get fed some of it today. And some of it is going to stay until tomorrow, probably the other day. I've just mixed, I just crushed about 1.5 bags. I've got these bags that I fill them up. They're quite handy for carrying my my raw materials. So I got these that I filled with the grass, and I've just done about 1.5 bags of this chipping. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to sit down and mix it in with the molasses and water, a little bit of water, molasses, and I'm going to sprinkle it on there, turn it in, and then I'm going to stuff it into these buckets. One bucket goes quite a long way after it's been compact like that. I've got, between the goats and the sheep, I have 16 animals. I think, yeah, 16 animals. So one bucket would feed the 16 animals for one day. They don't feed out of the same trough. And the goats, the sheep are more inclined to eat this thing than the goats are. But the goats have to learn to eat it. I can't go with the wasting of time and energy and wasting of my raw materials. The sheep seems to be already taking a liking to it, and the goats will eventually have to learn that as well. So one bucket, half for the goats, half for the sheep, goes a long way. And that, compared to me feeding them the raw stuff, is twice as economical, because from one bag I get about 2 buckets of stuff. So one bag would give me 2 buckets. If I was to shred the 2 bags, I'll end up with roughly 4 buckets. Feeding them the straight stuff, raw material, I would have to give them a bag each a day. I give them a bag each a day. I've got this little basket up at the farm that the goats feed out of, and it would take me, it depends on how densely I pack the bags, but a well packed bag is going to fill the basket up at the farm for the goats. And the goats would have like a basket of food a day. So that's a bag of food a day, and the sheep would also have a bag of food a day, if I give it to them in the raw material like that. However, if I shred it down like this, one bag of the raw material would give me 2 buckets of that stuff, of this stuff. Once it's added, the molasses is added and it's pressed into the bucket, it's compressed into the bucket. I'll show you how that's done in a minute. That would give me 2 buckets, and one bucket would feed both lots for one day. So what it would normally take to feed them for one day, I can make it feed them for 4 days, just about. So, I mean, that's silly mathematics. You know what I mean? All I just need to do is take the time, crush it, add the water and the molasses, and stick it in a bucket. So that's what we're gonna do now. Show you how I do that. And yeah, I mean, like, everybody do their thing a little bit different, right? So like I say, I'm just working with what I've got, and everybody do the things a little bit different. Let me get a glove. In this bucket, I've got some molasses. Right, so I'll open that up, and I'll put a wee bit in this, like so. Okay, so that's about, say, a teacup and a half full of molasses I've just dumped in there. And so a cup and a half full of molasses I've just dumped in there. What I'm going to do, take my hands, switch it around, stir it around, like so, till it dissolves. Okay, so there we go. It's all dissolved now. And what I'll do, I'll just sprinkle it. Sprinkle it around on there like that. And then I'll turn it over. Sprinkle some more. I guess some people would call this silage. Yeah, you can store this. Apparently, you can store it, and once it's in the buckets or in the containers and it's airtight, you manage to suck all the air out of it by compressing it. Compress it down until all the air is gone out of it, and you seal the container tightly enough. This thing should be able to sit for about 6 months to a year and not spoil. So by doing that, you have, ready feed for them for up to 6 months to a year, I suppose. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But as far as the 6 months to a year, we're not gonna be able to find out that just yet. This is like for today, tomorrow, and some other day. I've just only started doing this, so I guess if what I'm making now, I have enough to feed them for 4 days. then if I cut some grass tomorrow, that would mean that I don't have to go every day to cut the grass to make the feeding. So if I cut the grass tomorrow and I do the same thing, then I'll have another 4 buckets. You know, I'll have another 4 containers full. So that would mean that I would be ahead of myself. So the more I can cut and process and store, is the easier I would have it in terms of feeding. So I wouldn't have to go out every day and cut feed for them. You know. So eventually, I might be able to leave some to sit for maybe a month, maybe 2 months and see. I mean, look at that. It's not too fine. I wouldn't say this is too fine, but you know, what do I know? I'm not a goat. But fine or not, they would bloody well have to learn to like it. You know, until I manage to find me a cutter that would make the cuts a little bigger. But even then, you know what I mean, animals are animals and they would still, like, you know, probably choose not to like it because in their opinion it might be too thick then, or whatever the case might be. You know, but for me, this is what I've got, this is what I'm going to work with. Right? So this is how we do it. We stick it in there like that. And then I take my big feet and go in like that. So, walk on it. And compress it down there. Get my big feet and compress them down like that. I'm gonna add some more. And then you go and stamp on it again. Then you add some more. Whoops, making a mess. Can't afford to do that. Then we step on it again. Be amazed to see how much fits into this bucket. Set some more inside. So what we had in that pot just now, that container, that was just about a half a bag full. Right, that was just about a half a bag. So a half a bag is definitely going to give me, it's going to fill this bucket up. Right. Alright people, so we've got a bucket full of stuff here. Alright, so what we're going to do now, we're going to get a piece of plastic like so. Put it like that. And then we're going to get a cover like so. And we're going to snap them shut. Okay, this cover doesn't want to fit for some reason, so let's try it anyway. It should all fit about the same sizes. Okay, something just snapped. I think I just snapped the edge of the bucket. But okay, never mind. So whatever we do has to be really tight. Nobody is allowed to get in. No ear should be allowed to get in there. So yeah. Right. That's okay. Now what I'll do now, a little later, I'll put some duct tape around that. On the side is cracked off. It's chipped off, I put some duct tape around that. To stop any more stuff from getting in there. So there we go, my people. I'm not going to bore you with all these contents, but this is how I do prepare my feed. So that's one bucket of feed, and that would feed 16 animals. That would feed 16 animals for one day. Like I say, half will go to the goats and half will go to the sheep. And that's plenty because they'll eat and they'll leave it. Well, the sheep will eat everything clean. The goats, they're going to eat and they're going to leave stuff behind because I guess they don't enjoy it as much as the sheep do. But like I say, at some stage in time or some point in time, they'll have to learn to love it, because I cannot keep doing this cutting grass every day. I haven't got enough grass on the farm. I've got some grass planted, but they're not coming along as nicely yet as I would love them to. They're still in the sprouting process. So I've got grass planted. I've got over half an acre of grass, almost an acre of grass I've got planted. And that would be some of the same grass that I've got across here. And this is guinea grass, by the way. But I've got guinea grass. I've got some alfalfa grass, which is not much. But I've got elephant grass. So I've got mostly guinea grass and elephant grass planted. But like I say, it's I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing this, like cutting grass every day to feed them, feeding them a bag of grass. Then they're gonna pull half of it onto the floor, walk on it, weigh on it, and then just leave it. You know what I mean? So this is the alternative. This is the alternative. I crush it with that machine. That's not a machine that's been specifically made for this purpose. It's not the machine that's been purpose made for shredding feed for animals. This machine is actually a machine that you would use around the yard. You know, if you're someone, you've got a big yard or something, or you've got a yard with a lot of trees in it, and the leaves keep falling on the floor and stuff like that, you would use this machine and run it around the yard. It sucks the leaves up. The little stems and stuff, the area used to be pushing the grass through, that you use for chopping stems and branches and whatever, and it would reduce them down to something like this consistency, and you throw it on your compost bed. So that's what the machine is actually for. You know, it's for chopping stuff to make compost. But I figure that is close enough to use what you have until you can get what you need, so to speak. My grandmother used to always tell me, use what you've got until you can get what you need or get what you want. So what I need is really tough to come by at the moment, so I'm using what I have. And yeah, like I said, it's gonna have to work. They'll have to get to like it by the hook or by the crook, because it's what I've got. And I'm doing the best with what I've got. So it's either they work with me or they get left behind. Get to like it and have a full belly, or you don't like it and you go hungry. So tough choice, I know, but yeah, that's a crackerjack choice for them. Anyway, peeps, there you have it. That's how I make my my animal feed. And by the way, the chicken goes and scratch around in this as well. You know, the chicken goes and scratch around like in this as well. And you can use any kind of grass. I've done it before using like the sweet potato vine and the sweet potato tubers themselves. Sometimes like I break coconuts open and throw it inside and mix it all up inside of it. I mean, whatever it is, as long as it's not harmful to the animals, then I guess it would be alright. So yeah, you know the score. If you like what you see, please like, please subscribe, press the like button, press the thumbs up, press the notification button so you can be informed whenever I put another video up, whether like this or whatever the other contents might be. And tell a friend to tell a friend, spread the word. And if you've got any advice, then please let us know. Drop some comments, leave some comments in the comment box below. And yeah, any kind of comments is welcome, whether the negative or the positive. Positive would be best, as it would help us grow more, give me a bit more knowledge. I mean, I don't know everything, I'm just starting out in this. I've been doing this farming thing now for the last year and a half, so the channel itself has been up from since January, so not even a year yet. So as you can see, I'm completely new to this thing. You know, back in the day when I used to help my mom, my grandma, stuff with the animals, it was completely different. You know, we had some goat, we had some sheep, we had them tied in our backyard. Come morning time before you go to school, you gotta get up, you gotta take them out, you gotta tie them, take a hammer, take a stake it down in the ground some time. When school is over, you come back and you go get them and bring them home, give them some water. You know, these days everything is different. You know, for one, we don't have as much land back now as we had back then. You know, everything you see belongs to somebody and it's being used. So you gotta I haven't got the kind of land to be allowing my animals to go out and browse. You know, taking the animals every day and tying them out, that's hard work too. People say cutting grass to feeding the animals every day, that's hard work. But I would much rather doing it this way, which is the intensive way, than to be letting them loose to run wild on other people's property. You know, people say, oh yeah, just let them out, they'll come home after they finish grazing, they'll come back home. Yeah. But after they finish damaging other people's property, I can't do that. I don't want anybody having anything that's going to be trespassing on me, damaging what I have. So I do my best not to allow whatever I have to trespass on anybody or damage anybody's stuff. So yes, that's the path that I chose. I chose the intensive path. I'm going on the intensive path. So yes, I'm doing this. I'm doing it the intensive way. And one day, things will get better. Things will get better. You know, as we grow, we make a little bit more money. We can invest back into the venture, and as the venture grows, so can we invest a bit more. You know, so you can help us to grow by, like I say, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You like what you see, press the thumbs up button, press the notification button so you can be notified every time we put a new video up. And yeah, any comments, welcome. So from us here, Crackerjack, to you, have a good day, one love, stay blessed, see you again sometime soon. Take care now, bye.